Hey folks, this is Brant Sanders here at Meredith, and a beautiful Saturday evening, day after Valentine's Day, and we've just moved our sheep here onto the next section of ground that we've given them, and we're new to sheep. We've got 50 Katahdin and St. Croix cross ewes here, all bred to lamb end of March, 1st of April, and kind of a monumental day here at Meredith. Today is the first day we have actually turned the donkey physically in with the sheep. We've had these sheep 3 or 4 weeks now, and we were advised to just kind of let him linger near the sheep, but not directly with them. So we've had him outside of their pen and just kind of watching from the outside, letting them bond and letting him learn that it is indeed going to be his job to tend the flock and see after the sheep. And so today was the first day that we've actually let him in with them, and kind of anxious about that. Weren't really sure what he was going to do, how he was going to respond. But he went in and done great. Just put his head down and started grazing, and really doesn't seem to mind those sheep. I tell you, folks, I'm really becoming a fan of the donkey. I know a lot of people use dogs, and I'm sure that dogs work great as well. But I'm really pleased by what I've seen here with this donkey and the sheep. Not only has he seemed to bond really well with them, but he's very protective. He's very territorial of this entire farm. We had a friend come down the other day and with my dad, and just proceeded to come across the field, and that donkey seen him, knew that he wasn't a regular here, and man, he come across that field wide open, laid those ears back and braying, and so I'm really becoming a fan of the donkey here as a livestock guardian. You see that sheep go up there and sniffing of him, and he's going to reach down now and kindly nuzzle her with his nose. But I'm very pleased with the interaction between the two species, and so far I'm very much satisfied that he's going to do his job. I, like everyone else, considered a dog, and everyone told me, I talked to as many people as I could before I bought any sheep, and tried to learn as much as I could about the profitability of sheep, the cost, what to expect as far as income from selling the lambs, different markets. And of course, everyone had a different way of marketing. Everyone had a different way of selling their lamb. Everyone had a different way of feeding. Some would worm, some would not worm. Everybody had their own little niche and their own little way of doing things. There was one thing that everyone had in common, is everyone said, Brant, your biggest expense in the sheep business will be feeding your dogs, will be dog food. And so immediately I began to think of ways to cut out that largest expense. And so obviously the first thought that came to mind was, what could I do? How could I keep my sheep safe and not have to have dogs? I have nothing against dogs, but dog food is costly, and dogs can be problematic, and just a lot of issues that come along with dogs. So I began to think in lines of a donkey for livestock a guardian. So far, folks, very satisfied. This donkey gets out here, he eats the grass the same as the sheep. I pitched some hay out here, some dry hay out here, and he'll eat that. He drinks water here with the sheep, and I've noticed him time or two there nibbling around on the mineral there that I've got out to them. So those of you who are really wanting sheep, but unsure about a dog, unsure about managing a dog or the cost of feeding a dog or multiple dogs. I'm told that you have to have at least two, and that can be a very costly expense. And especially someone that's new to sheep, trying to learn to manage a dog and get familiar with sheep at the same time, I could totally see where that would be overwhelming for you. It was for me, the thought of not only learning about sheep, but trying to learn how to manage a guardian dog. So I've found that this is so far so good, a very simple solution, and also very satisfied with my sheep. I've always been a cow-calf guy, but I want to diversify my operation here, and so far I'm very satisfied. I love to watch these sheep graze. Man, they have just the most efficient, they have a small mouth and it's just very efficient. I love to watch them get out there and pick that grass. Here in Middle Tennessee, what you mostly see here forage wise is Kentucky 31. We really graze this a little closer with the cows back in the fall and this winter than we meant to, especially had we had known that we were going to have sheep in here. We probably would have left some more leaf there. Not knowing that, we graze this pretty hard with the cattle, but the sheep still find some picking in there, and we've thrown out some hay, some quality hay, just grass mixed hay that we baled just to supplement and add that to their diet. So folks, we're very pleased with our sheep. We're in the experimental stage here. We've got these Premier 1 netting, and I'll do another video sometime and kind of talk to you about that. We hope to soon upgrade and move out of that and break our sheep to start with 3 wires and then move down to just 1 wire poly braid and be able to rotate these sheep around the farm. So this is just kind of a temporary setup for us to get accustomed to the sheep, learn about sheep, learn the habits of sheep, and just kind of get a good feel of what's going on and what's going to be needed to keep these sheep in. So very satisfied with our sheep, very satisfied. All right, folks, we're going to call it a day here on this video. Thanks for watching, and we hope that you'll continue to watch our videos. This will be a process of sharing our story and what we're doing here with you, and hopefully some good information that you can use and utilize on your farm. Thanks.